94.3, 97.3 The Wolf. It is the Waking Up with CJ and Jess show. Glad to have you guys along as we make our way through a Thursday morning. We do have the Orange County Choppers guys that are going to join us. They were on the show with us yesterday, but we'll have a recap of that coming up inside 20 minutes. Why? Because we are joined by the president of the Waking Up with CJ and Jess show.
He's our president.
You didn't forget that you're our president, did you?
I most certainly did not.
Very nice. We have Ulster County Sheriff Paul Van Blarcum on the line with us. And first of all, Sheriff, we appreciate you obviously taking a couple of minutes to come on the air with us.
No problem. Thanks for letting me.
You know, I know if you follow the sheriff out of Ulster County, has had some pretty strong opinions on guns in the past. And obviously, I mean, we're going through a time here in the world that is just uncharted territory and really, really scary for not only, you know, common folks, but just parents in general. And I know that, you know, we've got Poughkeepsie City schools that are now closed again today due to a social media threat. And have any Ulster County schools, have you guys encountered any threats or anything like that?
We have. I can't say that it's happening on a daily basis, but it's happening pretty routinely now. We had one in Saugerties 2 days ago, which they ended up making arrests on that. And the one over in Poughkeepsie, I'm sure they're closed today just to err on the side of caution, but we've been briefed on what's going on over there, and the authorities are right on top of it.
Okay, and I know that they said the local authorities were working, obviously, on it, but the FBI was brought in as well?
Yes, and you know, it's important for people. First of all, we always say if you see something, say something, but always I encourage you, call your local authorities first.
Right. And
then we know who to call after that. A lot of times if you call to the top first, you know, it doesn't always filter down as quick as it would if we get it first and then we filter it up.
Right. And I think that makes kind of go through the chain of command.
Yes.
But, you know, in Ulster County, I mean, obviously Ulster County is huge. When these threats happen, I mean, I know that there's probably a protocol that you go through. How do you handle, I mean...
Because you can't take it lightly at this point.
Every threat is a threat, right?
Absolutely it is, and it gets followed up with every resource we have, and all the agencies work together. So if we get a call for a social media threat or any kind of threat against a school, we work with every other agency to get to the bottom of it.
Now, has that changed over the course of the last few years?
I don't think it's changed as far as the agencies working together. Here in Ulster County, we got a great rapport with every agency.
That's awesome.
You know, it's just easier that way. Teamwork, everyone accomplishes more. So, you know, we have a good rapport here.
I do know that, and again, if you're just tuning in, Ulster County Sheriff Paul Van Blarcum joining us as we talk about, you know, obviously these threats that are going on in schools all across the Hudson Valley, all across the country. I mean, you know, I know your time is limited, but what is the solution? If Sheriff Paul Van Blarcum could give a solution, what's the solution for this issue?
Well, I don't know about a solution to stopping it. For sure, it's a huge mental health issue. I think if you look back at the incidents, not only the ones that turned into shootings, but the ones that got stopped before it got to a shooting, the threats themselves, there's always mental health issues. So it's important, I think, to have resource officers in every school, and also the resource officers work hand in hand with whatever mental health professionals are in each one of those schools.
Yeah. I mean, I've said that numerous times on the air that I do think that we're missing it, where there is a mental health component here that needs to be explored more than anything. Yes,
and they got to sort of break down the wall of silence when it comes to privacy, especially with this type of things.
Yeah.
You know, you can't keep it in your office. We need to know. That's the only way we're going to be able to stop it.
Yeah. Right. Do you think, I mean, I know that there's, you know, movements where they're saying to arm teachers. Do you think that's a part of the solution?
Yeah, me personally, I do not. I again think that it's important to have a school resource officer in every school, not just school security, but a resource officer, because the kids really, you get the right person in there, the kids will talk to the resource officer quicker than they'll talk to a teacher or the principal or sometimes even their parents.
Yeah.
So you get a resource officer in there that's good with the kids, good with the faculty, and good with the kids' parents. I think that's a really strong deterrent.
Yeah, I do think, and I don't know if you know this or not, but my wife is an 11th grade English teacher in the Wappinger School District, and we've had this conversation, and I think teachers nowadays are put in such a position where they're not just teaching; they are social workers. Some of them are parental, you know, the guardians, basically. And I do think putting that component into that mixture is just, I think there's just bad things can happen.
Yes, I agree with you. And, you know, times have changed since I went to school. You'd never see a police officer in the school. The worst that had happened is every early spring, the first nice day, somebody called it a bomb threat just so everybody could get outside.
Yep, and
Right.
that's
But you never, you know, they could bring a gun to school back then because they probably went hunting before school or they were going after school.
Exactly.
But times have definitely changed.
Definitely changed. And it used to be like, you know, somebody would pull the fire alarm and that was the big joke.
Yes.
You know, and that was it. And then everybody moved on. But unfortunately, times have changed. Again, Sheriff Paul Van Blarcum, we appreciate you taking a few minutes. And, you know, you guys are handling everything the best you can possibly handle it over in Ulster County. And it's really nice to know that all of the agencies are working together, and you guys are briefed on what's
together. Yeah,
you briefed on what's going on here in Dutchess County, and you know, obviously, so you guys are aware of it in Ulster County. I do think that's really cool that you guys all work together, and we want to thank you for joining us, man. Really appreciate it.
Okay, guys, thank you.